Hey guys, here's a quick at-home 10-minute routine that you can add to the start or end of class, whether it's virtual or in person. Also a great one to add to when we get to comp season, and hopefully that's not going to be too far off for us. This is one where you'll need no equipment. I have a yoga mat, but it's not necessary. Feel free to comment below and subscribe to the channel to see more content. Enjoy! Okay, we'll begin today standing up nice and tall. Spread the toes nice and wide to firmly plant your feet into the ground, and we'll bend the knees to lengthen the tailbone down. We're going to go for some ankle rotations on one side. So peel off onto your right leg, lift the left leg up to about 90 degrees, and firstly we'll keep that foot nice and flexed and we'll rotate outwards. As you do, keep standing up out of this right hip so you're not leaning into it or picking it up. Keep breathing as you do, because it can be easy to hold your breath. And lift up through the sternum. And pause, and we'll rotate the other way, this time pointing the toes. Keep lifting up out of there. If you're getting a cramp in any foot, just shake it out and come right back to it. Okay, we'll pause, we recenter, so lengthen the tailbone down, lift up through the center, and lift onto the other leg. And we'll start with rotations with a flexed foot outwards. Nice big articulation so you can feel the calf muscle moving up and down as you rotate. And we'll pause, point the toes and rotate inwards. Keep standing up nice and tall out of this hip. Nice work. For the next exercise, we'll do what we call a little bit of a toe Mexican wave perhaps. So we'll start by lifting the toes one at a time. See if you can articulate to move it as slowly as possible. You might find it a bit challenging to coordinate, so you might have to look down for a little while before you can pick up any speed. And your toes may not come off the ground at all, but slowly move through. And see if you can keep both edges on the ground at the same time. So don't lift up, just lift the toes and place them back down. And even though we're working on our toes, it can be easy to forget about your posture and what your shoulders are doing. So relax the shoulders, keep lengthening through the top here. Nice work. Rest it, shake it out. And we'll move on to the other side. So start by spreading the toes nice and wide. And we'll go for a little bit of a wave. One toe at a time. Keep breathing. Lift up through the chest. It might be a little bit hard to separate the middle three toes. That's because they have a common tendon quite early on in the ankle. Whereas the toe, the big toe and the little toe are a little bit on their own. But try your best to isolate. Nice work, shake it out. For this next exercise, we'll start in a comfortable first position, so that means your knees are tracking out in the same direction as your toes, and we'll go for some toe rises. So lengthen through this core here, and peel up onto your tip of your toes. As you do, feel all 5 prints of your toes pushing into the ground on both feet. So we're coming up into a nice high rise. And as you do, make sure you're not sickling so that your weight is going right in the center of the feet there. As you do, keep pulling through, hugging in through the lower ribs and lengthening through the back of the body. Relax your shoulder blades as you do so, and don't forget to breathe. Nice work, shake it out. And for this next exercise, we're going to go through what's kind of going to look like a tent and then a spike. So as we tent, we're pushing all 5 prints into the ground again and trying not to scrunch in through the top of the feet there, but relaxing through the top joint. And really like if someone's pulling up through the top and the center of your foot there. And then as you go the other way, spike it and throw it out as fast as you can. So open in a nice burst to work on those ballistic muscles. Again, keep breathing. If you're cramping, just roll it out and come right back to it. Okay, nice work, shake it out, and we'll set up on the other side to do the same thing. The same thing again, really push into the feet so you're keeping that first segment nice and straight, and then splayed out. And here we go. 45-second interval. See if you can do it as many as possible, but with good technique. The weight's nicely in the center of that foot as well, so you're not going on the outside or inside edge. But again, pushing through. Nice work. Shake it out. The next exercise we'll go into is some marches, but we're going to do it on a toe rise. So toes and knees are in parallel, so pointing right in front of you. We'll lengthen the tailbone down and then come up onto our tippy toes and go for some marches. So drawing in the lower ribs and try to stay on the same spot. Also try not to lift the hips, so we're not lifting here. So if there's flashlights on our hip bones, they're staying nice and straight in front of us. Our shoulders are nice and relaxed. Think of the center being a nice column here. All sides lifting up. Keep breathing. Try your best to stay in one spot. As you can see, it's a work in progress. And rest. Alright, our next exercise is a little bit more of an articulation again. So we'll start off with the left foot. Starting with a really flexed foot, we'll go from there into sort of a demi point, but off the ground. So using your quad, relaxing your calf in some way, and then articulate to point that through. Not scrunching, but just releasing that through, pushing that towards the ground and with a straight initial part of your foot. So this part of your foot's trying to be straight. So flex, demi, point, and we'll go through a demi on the way back as well. Again, one that needs a bit of coordination and practice. And bring that breath right back to it. Nice work. And we'll set up on the other side, getting ready to go. So again, starting off with a nice flex foot, quad is nice and active. And we'll start with that demi point, really keeping the toes not pointed at all, and then stretch through. Keep breathing through it. Again, if you're cramping, just shake it out and straight back to it. Keep standing up out of this hip here, the standing and supporting leg. Nice work. Okay, for this next exercise, what we'll do is work on a bit of a soaring motion with our back foot, our back calf in this lunge position. So draw the right hip socket back and the left one forward, and then we'll peel off the heel and place it back down. So make sure that your foot's not turned in or out in this one, and that the main muscle working is this calf at the back. At the same time, we're still drawing in through the lower ribs and drawing our hips to be squared rather than open to the diagonal. All the way up onto the toes, again pressing into all 5 prints of this foot. Nice work. Shake it out and we'll set up to the other side. So square through, this time the left hip socket draws back, right drawing forward, hugging through the lower ribs, shoulders nice and relaxed, and we'll go for a bit of a soaring motion. Keep breathing. Nice work, and from there we might just stretch the calves out. So one foot back, followed by the other. You might need to stretch through the quads a little bit more as well. So hold on to that foot. Stay nice and active in that, in the toes. So if your knees especially are a little bit sensitive, keep that flexed as you draw this back towards your glute. And swap sides. And we're done. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know how you liked it, and if there's anything else in particular you'd like to see, subscribe to the channel to find out more that is to come. Thanks all.